Nobody thought the number would get that high. Not so fast. Not so big. At first, people heard quiet rumors that Caitlin Clark's deals with Gatorade and Nike could be worth nearly $100 million over time. Most folks didn't believe it. They thought it was just talk. Then the news came out, and it was real. This wasn't just another sponsorship. It meant something bigger. The business world had made up its mind. And when business makes a big move, the whole sports world pays attention. Caitlin Clark had just started playing pro ball when the offers began to roll in. First Nike, then Gatorade, then Momentum. Her first games with Team USA blew up online. Cameras caught everything she did. Videos spread like crazy before the games were even over. Her jerseys sold out as soon as they hit the stores. But the money, that's what really shook things up. Because when someone gets paid that much, it doesn't just show they're good at their sport. It changes who sits at the top. And in pro sports, who's on top is a big deal. There are players who've been around for years, who helped build the league. Champions who kept things going when times were tough. Stars like Aya Wilson, whose success speaks for itself without any hype. Players like Angel Reese, who made a name with confidence, attitude, and cultural style. The league already had plenty of stars. It had people with real power. Then along comes a rookie, at least in terms of big endorsements, getting the kind of money usually saved for legends.
I still think, look, it is a matter of like days. It's a matter of maybe weeks. Like it's the 19th of February. I give it 2 weeks. There's going to be, if the CBA hasn't been signed the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a delay this season. But I also think that there's a good chance. Actually, no, I think a delay is what it is. Like if the season doesn't happen, the WNBA is over. Like I think most people have come to that, like when you're reading it, and most people are of the opinion where it's like the only reason the season doesn't happen is because,
and that's where
things start to get tricky. Not because anyone did anything wrong, but because the whole setup begins to shift. When one player's money grows that fast, everyone has to rethink their place. Agents rethink their plans. Team bosses rethink their choices. Other players rethink where they stand. You could feel it in the news and online. The talk started to change. People stopped asking how well she played. They started asking how much she was worth. They talked less about points and more about paychecks. They talked less about games and more about deals. That kind of change can feel uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong, but because it shakes things up. Caitlin Clark didn't ask for any of this to happen. She just ended up right in the middle of it. When her Gatorade drink came out and sold out fast, it wasn't just a win for the company. It was proof that people wanted her. Proof that businesses could see, right away, in real time. And when companies see that kind of demand, they move fast. They put money behind it. Because brands don't care about arguments. They care about results. And Caitlin Clark was giving them results. That's why the number felt so huge. It wasn't just a symbol. It was a smart business move.
Like Caitlin Clark merch sells like crazy. And everybody knows the first batch of the Caitlin Clark shoes are going to be impossible to get. I don't think there'll be any issue getting Caitlin Clark shoes, as there's no issue with getting any like regular basketball shoes. But like, if you guys don't remember, the first A'ja Wilsons were impossible to get. Like, I think it's going to be impossible to get because this is a water bottle. Not only did it sell out, it was obviously going to sell out. The damn site crashed. The website crashed. The literal website, which was basically there to try sell obviously Caitlin Clark's water bottle, the Gatorade website, crashed. And it wasn't some nothing website, it was fucking Gatorade. It was Gatorade.
But inside locker rooms across the league, you could feel the shift. Players who had put in the work and won championships watched the headlines. Young stars building their own names saw how fast things were moving. And that competitive fire kicked in. Angel Reese is a fighter. Aya Wilson is a winner. They don't back down when things get tough. They step up. But stepping up means reacting. And reacting changes the vibe. Media stories got sharper. Arguments got louder. People started asking, is this too much, too soon? Does she deserve it? Is it just hype? Or is this just how the game grows? That's how you know something big is going on. When people stop just talking about basketball and start talking about who has influence. Because influence gives you power. Power gives you control. And control changes everything. The hard part isn't that players are jealous. It's that the attention isn't spread evenly. When one person's name is everywhere, everyone else has to adjust. That doesn't mean they're angry. It means they're rethinking their place. Because no top player wants to be in the background. They all want their moment. And Caitlin Clark's rise pushed them to fight for it even harder. Her first games with Team USA only made everything bigger.
In disguise. I can see it. Sue Bird is so oppy, bro. Like, why is Kara Lawson the coach? Duke stinks. Her offense is absolute garbage in college. Duke started out as a top 10 team. Bro, they stink, bro. Don't nobody want to watch them play. How's it's a few things I got problems with. I don't know how Kara Lawson's the coach. I don't know how Stephanie White is over there. Like this whole thing is looking wacky already. But I am excited to watch Caitlin Clark play. Hopefully she gets to just play. Who knows? There's always an agenda with these people. They're probably going to try to play Paige Becker's way more than her on some secret agenda. They'll probably try to start Kelsey Plum over her and Chelsea Gray and all of this stuff. I don't know. I'm excited to try to see her play, but it seems like there might be some real obstacles in the way, man. This whole Stephanie White thing being over there just really.
The moment she walked into that building wearing the Team USA uniform, all eyes were on her again. The cameras didn't spread out. They followed her. And when the big money deals came right after, it just proved what companies already knew. She wasn't just well-liked. She had a special pull that made people want to buy what she was selling. That kind of thing doesn't happen often. It's really rare. The last time basketball saw someone rise this fast in the business world, it changed how endorsements worked forever. And now it was happening in women's basketball, way sooner than anyone thought it would. Aya Wilson's success comes from winning titles. Angel Reese's name is built on boldness and character. Caitlin Clark's name is built on reach. And reach moves markets. That's why talk of a $100 million deal felt different. It wasn't just gossip about a contract. It was a sign that the old limits were gone. When limits break, everyone feels the pieces fall. Agents start pushing harder in meetings. Companies start rethinking who gets paid what. The league has to deal with new questions. Because if one player can make companies believe that much, what does that mean for everyone else? It means the league is in a new money era. And new eras don't arrive quietly.
He's going to go there. Why ain't Caitlin Clark on the damn picture? Stop playing games. Are y'all trying to grow the league or not? Y'all asking for extra money. Put the girl face on the damn Team USA cover, and she better be starting. I don't want to hear no Kelsey Plum is starting over her. I don't want to hear no Chelsea Gray is starting over her. Y'all better do what's best for business.
I feel like it kind of did to an extent, like the old Angel versus Demon Caitlin t-shirt, but mostly the WNBA style hoodie with Caitlin Clark shooting a logo 3. Albeit, I think the Tarasi one was cool too, to be fair. The Tarasi had some Luca merch, Fever's Enforcer, and an Angel and Demon Caitlin. One side Angel, one side Demon. That being said, like, anything with Caitlin's name on it sells, especially at this point in time.
They shake things up. And shaking things up never feels easy. This story isn't about jealousy or drama. It's about pressure. Pressure to get the same attention. Pressure to have the same pull. Pressure to be worth as much in the market. And pressure brings heat. Heat makes rivalries stronger. Heat makes players fight harder. Heat creates new legends. Caitlin Clark didn't take anything away from anyone who came before her. But she sped up the clock. And when the clock moves faster, everyone has to run just to keep up. That's the hard part. It's not about weakness or doubt. It's about adjusting. Now the league isn't just playing for wins. It's playing for money and power. And that changes everything. Every time a player sits down to talk about a new deal, there's a new number in mind. Every agent brings up that figure in meetings. Every brand looks at who gets people talking and comparing. Caitlin Clark's contract didn't just put money in her pocket. It pushed the whole system to step up. Angel Reese now has to grow her name in new ways. Aya Wilson now walks into talks with a whole new playing field. The spotlight isn't getting smaller. It's getting bigger. But getting bigger means having to change. And change is never smooth.
Team USA. All of a sudden, she a part of Team USA when Caitlin Clark is there. What the is going on? Why? We just want to watch Clark play basketball. I don't like. Why do Stephanie White gotta be there, bro? Like, this is some bullshit, bro. I'm so mad, bro. Like, god damn, it's like you stalking her around place to place. Like, Jesus, man. I feel like if the girl go to McDonald's, you gonna crawl through the bathroom and say, like, bro, like, just go. Like, don't you need to go scout some players? It's March. Shouldn't you be at March Madness scouting some players or something? You don't have other things to do? Like, golly.
This moment could either split the league apart or lift everyone up. Because when one player breaks through a barrier, others often find a way to climb higher too. The real question isn't whether things feel awkward right now. The real question is what happens from here. Do players push each other even harder? Do brands spread their money around more? Does the rivalry grow into something we'll never forget? If history teaches us anything, it's this. When money shifts fast in sports, a new era begins. And Caitlin Clark just flipped the page. The hard part isn't about losing. It's about getting used to a whole new world.
Especially in the United States. Because yes, in worldwide, I'm not going to say as much. Albeit, Caitlin Clark is huge outside America. But yes, obviously, worldwide, Wemby, Luka, Jokic are bigger. But in the United States specifically, because let's be real. By the way, the face of the NBA can absolutely be a non-American. Just like the face of basketball doesn't even have to be an NBA player at this stage. Because if you insist on it being an American, like, she is infinitely more popular than Anthony Edwards and more well-known than Anthony Edwards.
A world where how much you're worth can change as fast as the plays you make. A world where first-year players have the same power as veterans. A world where the money in women's basketball is bigger than anyone ever guessed. That's not a breakdown. That's a makeover. And makeovers don't come quietly. They come loud. Caitlin Clark's climb to $100 million wasn't just news. It was a statement. A statement that the old limits are gone. And when the limits disappear, everyone has to reach higher.